Hi everyone. In this video, I am going to explain Java 9 and Java 10 features. This video helpful you to crack your next interview. The interview asks you what are the new changes came in Java 9 and 10. And also if you are upgrading your Java version from 8 to and the latest stable version, if you know these features, you can implement in your project. So without wasting time, let's start. So in Java 9, new feature called like modularization, and they did some performance improvements and developer productivity and better APIs. Let's see each one by one in each slide. So first one, JPMS, Java Platform Module System. It call it as the project Jigsaw. So why module system they introduced means before Java 9, application has hug jar files and it is difficult dependency management and no strong encapsulation. It means internal whatever code they written by Oracle people that can be accessed by the developers. So that is what no strong encapsulation. So what they introduced in modular system, so better code organization and faster startup time. Let's say if you build Spring Boot app using the Java, the application startup type might be improved if you're using Java 9. And strong encapsulation. Whatever I said before, using internal Java APIs, it won't be possible from Java 9. And better security as well. And this is the sample code for creating your custom modules. You can create module using module and the package name. Whatever other modules you want, you have to declare like here require.java.sql. So here I need the SQL module. So if you want make it this module as export, that also you can give. So that is modularization. So next one, JShell. So interact Java Shell introduced in Java 9. So it allows execute Java code without creating a class and a quick testing and learn Java easily. So you can use JSL from command prompt. So let me show you how you can do this. So if you open JSL from downloaded JDK, if you open the command prompt, if you want to try multiplication or addition, small operations, if you want to try, you can do it in similar way. Here I declare a variable a and assign value 10, and I'm doing multiply with 5. So the output was 50. So for this kind of simple example, you don't need to create any classes. You can just practice from JSL. So the advantages are faster experimentation, debugging snippets, and learning APIs quickly. That is called JSL usage. So let's jump into the next feature, factory methods for collections. Let's say earlier, whenever if we are using a list or array list, if you want to add any elements into that list, we have to do it like this, like list.add every time. But they introduced the factory methods and List.of. So internally it will use iterator to transfer the data into collections. So by doing like this, you will reduce some code. If here I did it in 3 lines, but same functionality I achieved here in 1 line. And immutable collections also they introduced. And set is an interface there they added a static method called of. It will take n number of elements. As you want, you can add it. And as well, they introduced a of method in map interface as well. So you should remember the set and of are interfaces. So set and map are interfaces. This of is a static method. So we don't need any object to call the static method. That's why we are directly using the interface name. So the benefits of doing like this, less boilerplate code and cleaner syntax and immutable collections. And they introduced private methods in interfaces. Before Java, we cannot declare any private methods in your interfaces. The main use of private methods are the reusable code. If you are creating in interfaces, those you can make it as the reusable code created as a private methods, and you can reuse it in other places. Inside the interface, you can call these private methods. So private methods are accessible inside of that interfaces. And let me show with one example for better understanding. So here I created a vehicle interface. It has a default method start. So in this interface, I have some common functionality. So I take it out that common functionality from existing methods. I return a private method. So that private method is calling from these existing default method and static methods. That is the main purpose of creating the private methods. Why we need reuse common code in inside default methods, not only default, whatever methods do you have in interfaces, and better encapsulation. So the next one, improve try with resource. So before Java 9, here is the syntax to use try with resource. We know try with resource we will use whenever you are reading file operations. If you are working with files, you have to use the try with resource because you no need explicitly closing the connections and all. The use of try with resource. So from Java 9 onwards, the syntax got changed. So you can declare the object of the IO objects outside of the try. You can keep that reference directly in the try. So the advantage is too simple. It's a cleaner code and less redundant variables. So this purpose is mainly for less code and stream API improvements. So in every day our development we will use streams and they bring some new methods. One is takeWhile. So it is used to take elements from the beginning of stream while condition is true. So here is a simple example for you. So here I created a list of integers and I converted into stream using .stream method. So I given a condition. If you are not using this takeWhile, still you can achieve using a normal while loop as well. So here is the condition, n should be less than 4. Then only take the element. So it took till 1 to 3. So the next stream method, dropWhile, it is used to skip elements from beginning of stream while condition is true. So you can use it in this given way. So these are very simple and simple methods. So iterate, it is used to generate values continuously in streams based on the conditions. Suppose if you want to declare a for loop from one range to another range, before we are using for loops, but from now onwards you can achieve same functionality using Java streams. That's why they introduced the iterate method. And one more very big change they introduced, one is new HTTP client API. These are very frequently used whenever you are integrating third-party APIs in your Java application. You have to use the HTTP client. So they introduced the new HTTP client that is called HTTP client, and you have to create object using HTTP client dot new HTTP client method. So it will support for HTTP2. So the main improvement using this, faster communication between client and server using a single connection and parallel request handling. And one more, asynchronous communication. A request can run in background without blocking the main thread, improving application performance. And WebSocket support, and it will support the real-time two-way communication between client and the server, like chat and live notifications. So you know what is the asynchronous API calls. If whenever any API is hitting your backend endpoint, one thread is take it from Tomcat server and it is used for enter the request lifecycle. So if you calling any third-party API, if that is not the asynchronous, until the third-party API call complete, this main thread has to be holded. So that there your application latency will happen. And better performance, improved speed and efficiency compared to old HTTP URL connection API. Before this HTTP client, we are using the HTTP URL connection to call third-party APIs. So we successfully completed Java 9 new features Now we are jumping into the Java 10 features, which are very important for developers. So let's start. In Java 10, they introduced the local variable type reference var. So if you know JavaScript, you would have heard about var keyword. So it will work same here also, but there are some differences are there here. So reduces boilerplate code and improve the reliability. So here var will work with any kind of data types. It will work with strings. It is working with collections as well. But one thing you have to remember, once you declare variable like here it is a string, you cannot assign collections to this name. Here I created a list. Suppose in second line, if I am assigning string, it won't work. That you should know. If the entry asking, you have to tell. So the key points are compiler automatically detects the data types. So whatever methods the array list is providing, right, you can use using this list reference variable. That's what here the compiler automatically detects data type. Works only for local variables. So it will not work for global variables. So cannot use with null values and improves clean code. And they introduced unmodifiable collections, help us to create an immutable collections for safer applications. So here is in syntax and for creating immutable collections. So if you want to create any immutable collection using list of copy of method, you can do it. So if you have an existing list reference, you can pass to this copy of method. And using collectors dot to unmodifiable list method also, it will support to create an immutable collections in Java from Java 10 feature, from Java 10 onwards. The key points as a developer you should know, it prevents the accidental modifications. If you try to modify this list, it will throw an exception. It will throw an unsupported operation exception. So useful in our enterprise applications. So if you work in banking application, this is 100% it will useful in our development. And one more new method they introduced in optional class, that is or else throw. So this is for cleaner alternative to get. So if you are getting any object that was not existed by that time, you can throw exception as well. So using or else throw. So the key points as a developer you should know, avoids null handling issues and throw no such element exception. Preferred over get. And this and one more new feature, this is very helpful for deployment your Java applications. Container awareness, and it will support for Docker. And before Java 9, JVM could not properly understand Docker container limits. So the problem before, your server has a 16 GB RAM, but your Docker container is allowing only 2 GB RAM. So you are not fully using. So the old JVM behaves things like entire 16 memory is available. So doing using the entire memory, the problem was JVM uses more memory and Docker kills the application crashes. Let's say the application when it will crash, if you are loading so many objects into your memory, it will throw memory out of stack overflow and memory out of abstraction. These are the causes to kill your application. So what Java 10 solve here? So Java 10 improved now container memory limit and CPU limit and Docker resource restrictions. So the JVM uses resources properly inside of your container. So your app will work smoothly. So this is the last feature we are going to discuss about, that is GC improvements in Java 10. So from Java 10 is supporting parallel GC for G1 GC. Why they introduced it? Because earlier G1 GC is for a full GC as well slow, because it is only one thread. Multiple thread cannot perform GC operations. Because of that, the application pause will increase. So what they improved in Java 10? So Java 10 allows multiple threads for full garbage collection. So the whatever the time was there, right, for application pause, it will reduce. So the benefits: faster garbage collection, reduced pause time, better performance, better for cloud and microservices architectures, important for large scale enterprise applications like banking, insurance, and health sector. And it is good for Docker and Kubernetes environment and high memory applications. So we completed Java and Java 9 and Java 10 features. So if you like this content, do like and subscribe to our channel.